we'll see the Indians. And what are the Indians doing? Well, the Indians, they just bought up at least about 21 acres. And they are building the world's largest marijuana shop. I'm bringing drama. And you know, they're progressing. Thunder Valley, Cache Creek is advertised at our airports in California. They're prospering. They can compete in the individualistic capitalistic, because we do like competition. We love the Olympics. We're iron sharpens iron. Just set on set. Be your best, but I'm going to make you be even better. Why? Because we compete, and variety is always better, isn't it? We want to see 100 million millionaires. Come on now, nigga. I set that bar way high. And you are going to be the ones that birthed them, because America gives back. You see? Why does she give back? Look at charities like Shriners. And look, they say no family will pay for this. Did you know Jesus told a story like that? And told a Jew that was rich to go do likewise and give to that person and help strengthen him at the hospital? And that's what they give to Shriners. They are fulfilling what Jesus said. See, charities make America great again. Because here it goes. No, you did not say, you poor soul, here goes some money. No, we don't want you to throw the money at them. No. Their children need the asset to compete with opportunities that will present itself. And you gotta say, that hood's down there is awfully towed up. They ain't got a fighting chance if prices keep going up. So what I'm trying to get you guys to see is that the weakest one is the kingdom of God. Now, I know I got some conservative Bible Belt believers in here. And I know you know what I'm talking about, because I learned this stuff from your theological schools. Notice what I just said. I acted like I got it from them. And I'm making it seem easy. And everybody's doing it. And so, you guys, if you donate back to give a partial land in new development to someone that doesn't even know about this stuff, and you are the cutting edge of the land investors and the land givers. You want both on your legacy. You want to be those that bought land, but in God's green earth, you also gave land. You restored land, and you didn't take it away. How many believe in King David? King David, what did he do? He restored land to Mephibosheth. And who was he? That was Saul's son that tried to kill him. Why would he restore lands? So his descendants could live and compete in capitalism. David knew Walmart ate Sears. See, now they laughing. And then I go, and because Walmart ate Sears, King David said they might eat him. And that's the last seed left. Let me give him some land. Hey, you know what your grandkids are going to say? And these rich cats. They're going to say, my granddaddy made a lot of money, but like King David, he helped those descendants of slaves. This is how history's going to tell it. And his name is Edward G. Robb. And he gave, how many acres did he donate? Or how much money did he donate? And how many people did he help? He helped so many descendants of slaves, children, to be able to survive when hard times came, that they don't have a number on him. Like I told Warren Buffett, give 10 years back of energy free and pay for it out your pocket. You're doing something uncommon. And this because they called you a greedy capitalist. Prove the Muslims wrong. Prove that America gives. And we do. You just want to lavishly give it up. You want to do it lavishly. Why? You set the bar high, man, for the other countries and rich fat cats billionaires to look at, and you going to shine like a star. Your grandsons are going to say, my dad did that and helped all people. Because one day, what's going to be important is all people. And we don't want no one left out. And if you're a Christian in here, don't that sound good to you? Because he embodied them all, died for them all, and he loved them all. Hey, let's do something to give back to people that they can have a little bit of extra money coming every month while their children are in college. And when they get out of college, they won't just have a degree. They'll have money-making mechanisms that multiply while they were sleeping, just like the New York Stock Exchange. That way, American exceptionalism, the bar is set. All Americans have came up into a middle class status, at least. All Americans, and not one left behind, like George Bush said. And when we do that, the legacy of this country would be, now wait a minute, let me tell you what they did do. Because they're going to criticize us. And we don't want them to see them descendants of slaves, that they check the books and find out them niggas didn't own no land. And they're going to block this country. And this is a good country. This country is tried. We're sinners. We fall short. But we going to make it right. Was it not Nehemiah that repaired Jerusalem? And he didn't do nothing to take their land, but he came back to restore land back to them, so that the name could be intact. That they did that for the brethren. Not all God's children are what? Somebody know that word? Constitute republic. And that means, what does it mean? As the senator said when he's running for the race, all men are created equal in God's eyes. Don't you know when you jumpstart people, they'll be motivated and want to be like you. And guess what? The more millionaires and billionaires we produce, the more the Muslims got to shut their mouth, don't they? And the other nations. Because now we got more than just Japan. We have actually Americans that actually did capitalism. Nothing wrong with capitalism, is it? King Solomon did capitalism, did it? But the money came in such abundance, it just ran on down to the lowest place, and the silver was as the sands of the sea. Meaning, this is too much money. We so blessed. Abraham was so blessed. You want to be blessed with Abraham? Anybody in here? Yeah. Well, he said in giving, didn't he say it? He said, in blessing, I will bless. Notice, in blessing. What did he say, Cass? And I'm pitching this for free. You just got some information. You got theology, philosophy, and ideology. But this time, they're going to call us greedy. That's what they've been saying. That's why they did the towers. But we're not greedy. You have the biggest charities in the world. But we're going to massively increase that to where we have quadruple that. And we're going to show the world that when we did this thing, we can do it, that the whole wide world will come out of poverty as each one, and thanks God, and reach one and pull one up. That's where the donation goes. For those working poor people that cannot pull 20% off in new development to buy partial land, to own a ground lease or a square footage. Now Benjamin Franklin did this. Now Thomas Jefferson did this. Now Washington did this. All of the people that came to this country in Manhattan, New York, you can't buy no land nowhere. Now I got a question. Why is that? Why is that? Because the founders of Manhattan, New York, and Delaware, and Massachusetts, because the founders and their seed own land. And because they own land, they were able to do what? What were they able to do? What were they able to do? They were able to come in here and purchase land. And now, I bet you Benjamin Franklin's family is still getting a check. You see how solid that is? It should be American exceptionalism that every American own a partial land. Let me ask you a question. If God wanted the children of Israel to own their own partial land, do you think that God wants every American to own their partial land? And besides, we stand beside Israel. And Israel, one thing about them, what is wrong with Israel? Nothing wrong with Israel. The fact is, Israel, we know, own their land. And guess what? We own our land. And guess what? Every Israelite owns a piece of land. Right? Unless they're exploiting each other. And we know they don't do that. So every American, because you are Gentiles grafted in, right? Or either you're Israelite, you must do this. And establish and be like Moses, where every man came out of Egypt. They'll say about America that, they lifted every American out of poverty, bar to none. They let their brain work. Then what was this thinking? Because they're ambitious. They're ambitious. I'm appealing to the most noblest character. That's all I'm doing. I said, and you know what they're going to say about you? No, the Americans wasn't greedy. Look at what they gave back. They were like King Solomon. They annihilated poverty. They pulled everybody out of poverty. By charity, by information, by making sure no American was left behind. If you're an American citizen, let's shine to the world and say, you know what? The Americans all have assets. The Americans, the children all have degrees. And that's the bar you want the world to compete with. Because we didn't leave our own. And like Trump said, what he said? You gotta have it here. But what my wife says is, charity starts at home. And if it ain't at home, it's biblical. Because they said, how much more should you give to the household of faith? Americans love Americans. We may not show it, but we go to war to fight for each other and keep our freedoms. But we can prove to the world that capitalism can work. And it don't work through communism, Marxism, or socialism. But generous hearts that are not under a tax or a rule of law, but freely set bars, and this company competes now against this company, and who gonna give the most? And boy, you should see them going. Do you know that's American socialism to this day? So many of you that's gonna get even richer, you better have a charity, right? Well, you don't want to give them cash, do you? They may go do the drugs, huh? But in an asset, you can even set it up with a trustee, and they will make sure that any African American child that graduates from high school will be able to receive a partial land and a new development, and a check will come every month to them while they are going to participate in the individualistic capitalistic ideology and the Super Bowl. And what's that saying? That means the logistics match. That means every American has a degree in asset. We taught them they must do this. Now America's strong. Crime is very little. If you want to answer the crime, don't have and have-nots. You got to reach back and say, well, this will help you. The check, and if they're on drugs, they don't have to get the check. Put it in a trustee. But just make sure that every American has housing, clothing, and food. It's our responsibility as Hebrew, or our responsibility as just by a free will spirit that says, this is how America loves. For she will not leave one man behind. Every human being is important, and we'll show the world that things are under our feet. America overcame all things. And you tried to make her look like she was going to be a greedy whore. But no. America gave so back lavishly and made sure that no man was left behind, that America prospered and God was with her. God bless America. Onward, Christian soldiers. I'm just saying, the pitch goes something like that. What am I using? Theology, philosophy, and what else? Ideology. And I'm appealing to them saying, if I get in front of Warren Buffett, he will feel better. Warren Buffett would feel better if he gave energy away before he took that last breath. Because Warren Buffett, it's not that you have to do this. It's just that your critics and the people that don't like you, you need to answer them. You need to answer them face to face. And Warren Buffett, when you give 10 years of free energy to every nurse and every hospital worker, Warren Buffett, do you understand the bar you're setting? that billionaires in this country, like Dale Carnegie said, what's in it for me? Crabs crawling out of a barrel. We're not crabs crawling out of a barrel. We set standards. We have compassion. And we make sure that as much as in our power, no one's left behind. It's American exceptionalism. You could write a new constitution and you could say, this is the best of the best. No one was like America. Which one? A greedy nation that have and have-nots and crime, or people that understood the big picture, that God brought them all out and he intended to take them all in. And besides, we can't take that land with us. Think about it overnight, you guys. I'll be back tomorrow, and those that sign in, that's great. I won't be back. I don't think. I'm coming back. This is the last day. But tomorrow the speaker will come, and when they begin to speak to you guys, think about what I said. Wow, man, you mean we can make this money, and as we make money, we reach back and bless somebody with a donation so they can get a partial land and get a ground lease and an asset and get paid like Benjamin Franklin. Hell, that won't. And if they are a working person here in this country, guess what, bro? Don't they deserve to have a house? But if it go upside down, they lose all their money, don't they, y'all? See, I'm exposing the bank. And if they lose all their money, man, that's American tragedy. We don't need that on our name. Because one day we're not going to be here, y'all. And they're going to study this thing. We want it to be that when we left, this generation, you guys, they said, we'll do something about poverty. We'll show you how to do it. This is easy. I'll make it seem easy. It's so easy. All we did was just donate our charities and got ground leases and did square footage commercial and donated to people so they could have checks coming in every month. And we knew we couldn't take all that we had with us. We got our fair share. We truly are Hebrew. We truly are Mosaic. The 10 Commandments that they made in Hollywood is not in vain. And we don't worship golden calf. Let's prove them wrong. I got them niggas. I got them. And you know what? Even the Muslims may come on board and say, you know, America's not so bad. I'm talking worldwide vision. I'm talking about set the record straight. I'm talking about make the crooked places straight. I'm talking like John the Baptist. Hey man, John said, you got 2 parcels of land? Get him that don't have one. You got 2 coats? But no, actually, they did take parcels of land of them that had extra and laid it at those apostles' feet. Now we stepping into the theology part. And what did they do? They got it down to where they liquidated whatever was necessary to make sure that the necessities of the saints were met. Now what did that fulfill? The law. It fulfilled the law. And the law says, you should love your neighbor as yourself. Okay? You think you can handle that? Love your neighbor as yourself. What's wrong with that? Or screw your neighbor. Which one's better? Love your neighbor or screw your neighbor? Which one? Which one? You got it, folks. Love your neighbor. Jeremiah 23 Hoods.